Recording. In all of us, in our hearts, there's love and light that we must realize. We need to feel, we need to use this warmth that could make bright our lives. In all of us, in our hearts, there's love and light that we must realize. We need to feel, we need to use this warmth that could make bright our lives.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Breaking the Spell number 8. It's our 8th podcast, honey. In a couple of weeks. We've been busy. So, how's everybody doing? I hope you're all well. We hope you're all happy and smiley and sunny.
That's right.
Um,
At least grateful, joyful, and content.
yes, that's three good words. So tonight we're just going to get on. I've been recently learning about, or just recently learned, like today, about the. I've heard about the Kali Yuga. Has anybody else out heard about the Kali Yuga? Anybody else want to add to what it is? Go ahead and leave it in comments, and we'll read your comments. But basically, there's 4 different ages to this system.
Yes,
What that we're in. It's all a cycle, and we're gonna talk about it today. And we're not gonna take everything so seriously, but I believe we're coming out. Some people believe we're like right in it. I believe we're coming out of it, and I think that's why we're seeing the worst of it.
Right.
I mean, it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Yes, it tends to do.
But what the yugas are, I'm gonna read some here. Let me turn this music off here. So, what the yugas are, or what are the yugas? And this is by Ananda. Joy is within you. I'm not sure the author. So, what are the yugas? In the West, people often view time as linear, with the future being more evolved than the past. In India, however, time is viewed cyclical, and this is throughout all ancient peoples. They all talk about the cycles of life. Life moves in a circle; it doesn't move in a straight line. Right. So therefore, you do hit this cycle, right? Maybe I need to put my readers on.
There you go, baby.
Let me see here. This is called the Yuga cycle, and it is divided into 4 different yugas or ages. The highest age is Satya Yuga, then Tetra Yuga, then Dwapara Yuga, and the least evolved age is Kali Yuga. And I think that's where we're at now, but I do see this. We're learning so much faster now, but if you think about just the past before the internet, before we could all connect with each other, right. Everybody was just, I think about the 80s, and the 80s was just total debauchery. Like, let's make as much money as we can. And I was a kid then, so I wasn't working, but that was my view of it. That was how I saw it.
As a younger generation growing up through it, right? That's how you viewed it.
The yugas are further broken up by whether they are ascending or descending, meaning whether we are in part of the cycle that is going up toward the higher ages, which I believe, or heading down into the lower ones. I think we're at the end of a Kali Yuga cycle.
Right.
And we're starting to kind of wake our little eyes up. The entire cycle takes 24,000 years. Sri Yakeswar, a renowned Indian astrologer and self-realized soul, gives us in his book, The Holy Science, some idea of what the different yugas are like. The Kali Yuga. During the Kali Yuga, now see if this sounds familiar. During the Kali Yuga, humans are the least evolved spiritually and intellectually. People are generally only able to comprehend material things and live lives of ignorance. Willpower was very low, and most people passively accepted their fate. Most written accounts of ancient knowledge were destroyed. Religion was rigid, dogmatic, and intolerant. That sounds very familiar to what we're in right now. Some people did know higher religious teachings, but they had to hide to avoid persecution, which is, think about it. People
getting banned right now.
Yeah, or people getting banned, or burning witches, witch trials.
Prison, like all different kinds of things happening.
So this is happening right now. Of course, in every yuga, there are souls whose consciousness reflects a higher age. And the world's last Kali Yuga was no exception, having brilliant philosophers and artists. Near the end of ascending Kali Yuga, the Renaissance happened, and a lot of knowledge that was lost, or a lot of knowledge that was thought lost was found. And so, yeah, that's the Kali Yuga, where we just care about material things and how much we have and how much status we have. Mm-hmm. And like they're saying, that's kind of my argument is, I'm positive about it, that we're coming out of
it. That's right.
But if they're saying it happened in the Renaissance, then that was only a few hundred years ago.
Right.
So I think it's more of a cycle, and we can go deeper into it and talk about it. This because I do believe that we're coming out of it. I believe as much as we're descending, we're actually ascending because we're living in more truth now.
Mm-hmm.
So
get your green tea more.
Yeah, we're going. I think that there's, but it's just interesting that because this could be on like more of a microcosm, where these cycles can run like every 10 years or every 500 years.
Right.
Like we've talked about cycles before, and it's really always
like I've got long cycles. I know people that have really short cycles. They'll like go through every single thing like within a 24-hour period. Like they have had it, like they've done a whole lifetime in a freaking day. Okay. They experienced it all. And then there's other people that, within a week, they've experienced it all. Within a month, they've experienced it all. We all have our own unique cycles, right? And it's when you're really paying attention to how you are, how you behave, how you feel, what you're going through on a regular, you'll start to notice what your cycles are.
Yes.
They could be long. Mine are years. Mine come in spans of years, right? Before I go all weird on things and change into a whole other part of my cycle that I'm dealing with, right? Knowing that gives me a good long time to really work on that healing. And I used to hate that people called me slow. However, understanding that
she slows down so she can be meticulous about it. That's why she's slow. She's methodical. Trust me. You've ever seen this woman make a sandwich, you'll know it takes her an hour to make one, but it's all perfect. There's no mustard misses the bread, no mayo misses the bread. It's all completely smothered. It's not smothered, but she's got a blanket of like thin. She's got to make it thin too. So, but enough to where it's just enough. Like that's how our mind works. So yeah, it's slow. Just for you, I think just means
but
methodical.
That's just it. It's more of understanding what it is I'm doing in each time, and like wanting to make sure that I'm making the most of each of those moments, right? When I do get all fast and speedy, I'm falling down, I'm hurting myself, I'm tripping, I'm forgetting things, you know what I mean? So understanding those cycles and that the process of breaking those cycles, right? You have to understand the cycle truly before you can really truly break it properly, right? You find yourself sometimes in these loops. It's called skipping steps. It can feel like you get to skip steps for a while until it keeps smacking.
Well, and I think as we read this, because I'm learning a lot of this. Hindu religion is one of the ones that I've never put a lot of study to. I mean, I know of some gods. I know of Saraswati, Kali, which is the Kali Yuga. That's when they come back. That's chaos and destruction. And that's kind of what's going on right now, what has been going on. But it's been going on for thousands of years. Right. So that destruction, there's been wars going on.
Yes. But if you notice how in our face it is now, it is because we are waking up to the cycle, which means we are given an opportunity.
We're given an opportunity, which means we can slide right back down into the darkness.
Yep.
If enough of us don't like wake up to it, we'll just, continue to like live in that cycle. Yeah. Those feedback loops I talk about. Living in a hamster wheel where it never really goes anywhere. You're just kind of looking at your same surroundings. They're there still, but nothing's really happening. And that's because we're focused too much on the hamster wheel of like, we got to do this, we got to do that.
To get this, to have this, to have this.
And so like, and then you kind of come right back to where you were. Like, okay, all that shit that you just chased, was it worth it? And of course, it's worth it because you learned.
Always for the experience, right?
Yeah, but was it? Did it really profit you, or bring more abundance in your life, or more happiness? All that materialistic stuff we need. Like we need a home, we need shelter.
Yeah.
We need a place or a way to travel.
That's right.
We need, it's the needs of things. We need
shelter,
food, and that requires
water,
material things.
Yep.
However, when we get into like the whole, like even with our gems, like, and we give them away as fast as they come in. We give a lot of them away.
I've got very few that I've had for more than a few years. Right.
We've collected a lot, but we're learning as we get older. that whole,
the give and take,
letting go of some things, and somebody else
mm-hmm.
may like it. They may
utilize it for
the
something
one man's
different.
junk is another man's treasure. In a way, that's not true though. Like a lot of this stuff is like meaningful. We give it away and
Yes.
however we can, but
And I've
we could give
noticed.
more, of course.
Oh,
We could
yeah,
give more.
obviously. I
But
do have a slight
I feel like
fear of
we're in this
intensity,
kind of
though.
nightmarish
So,
place right now in
right.
the Kali Yuga. We're dealing with Kali, which is she is destruction, but she's
rebirth.
She's creation too.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got comments here. Okay, just want to we'll go on to the next the Dwapara Yuga is another age. We'll talk about this one. But yeah, I just want to remind everybody this is a value for value show. So please, that requires time, talent, treasure. We won't do ad reads. We won't, this is basically people powered. So
Yes.
this show is people powered. So as long as you are interested, and if you can give a tip or a donation, that would be awesome, and we'll keep things going. But if it's value for value show, whatever value you hold in the words that we speak in our show, and the entertainment parts of it, and hopefully we can produce it, and as we do better,
right,
and grow,
we grow, yeah, hopefully it becomes
we can make it better.
Right.
And so the link is in the title on Facebook. You back out of the video, or it's right there on the screen. Actually, that's the link tree, and that's to all of my links. Please go follow me on all those places too. I have my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
And yes, this part
YouTube.
of the show is necessary because we don't want to do those
on YouTube. Yeah, the link is in the description. If you'd like to leave a monetary donation, we appreciate it, but you don't have to.
And we will do our best to remember to get this link to this particular wisdom we're sharing right now, so that you can read it yourself.
Yes,
come to your
we'll leave the link in the description. Mm-hmm. Yes, after it's over and we reshare it. So it will be on YouTube and Facebook.
That's right.
All right. So do you want to read the next one, the Dwapara Yuga?
If you can't pronounce it, makes me think I can.
Well, it's Dwapara.
Dwapara Yoga.
Yeah, Dwapara. You sounded gypsy right there.
Dwapara Yoga, the age that we are living in now, is referred to as the age of energy. Because it is the age, we are better able to understand and harness energy than in Kali Yuga. In the Dwapara Yoga, technology is booming, and all sorts of new religions, philosophies, and scientific discoveries are popping up. We now know that matter and energy are interchangeable. This is the age when we learn to transcend space and distance. We are already doing it somewhat with telephone, internet, and high-speed transportation. And in the future, we will probably discover the secret of instantaneous traveling, allowing us to wander among the stars. Unfortunately, we still have a long way to go. Dwapara Yoga people are extremely self-interested, and so our motivation to achieve is usually selfish. And there are higher ways of perceiving the universe than just reason. In Tetra Yoga, we learn how to use our intuition.
Not yoga, yuga.
Oh, did I say yoga? Sorry. Yeah. Because I just,
Anyway, go ahead. I'll read the next one.
It is the next one.
Did you finish?
Tetra Yuga.
So yeah, I mean, we're kind of partly in there.
That's right.
And the reason that I think I was drawn to it is because these are like visions that I've had all my life, or how I see it. As we go through these stages,
yes,
and then we get to this place where we can really, like, y'all want to think about magic and like all the stuff that you can think you can do. Mm-hmm. Yes, that there will come that age when you can fly around, and you can, once you figure out how to hone,
you can physically get from one place to another place.
But people are very self-interested in this, and that's where I think we were at, and that's why I think it's a lot more of a micro. On a micro, we can see this happening over 100 years, right? Over a couple 100 years. As Christy says, what were we learning today? The Four Yugas. It's Hindu or Hindi. We're learning about the Kali Yuga. Did you see the title, or maybe you didn't? Maybe you just saw the.
You just saw we were live. Said yes.
How is everybody out there? You guys digging this or what? Right. I'm digging it. This is okay. So what I'm seeing right now, and I'm gonna just blurt it out. We wanted to create a class where we can teach kind of, more newbies or beginners, that's what this is going to be. Right. It's free. If you want to hold, if you hold value in it, and you have the money, some money to throw our way, we appreciate it. That's right. But if you don't, you share, you stick around, you participate. You don't have to do that. Nope. And I know a lot of us can't afford to do that right now. I get it. But this is going to be, like I said, we're developing it, and this looks like where it's developing is right. What couple of these things that I've had in my head that I'm trying to figure out solutions to problems. Not even problems, just solutions to issues that are not working out well, to goals. Things that are just Mm-hmm. And that's where I feel like this one's going to fit in. Literally just got out of your shower finally. Isn't a shower amazing? I think I probably took a little bit too long of one today, but my sciatic nerve is acting up and my knee's been doing some funky shit. So the Dwapara Yuga was the energy, age of energy. Sorry, babe. I didn't mean to. No, I'm sorry to have gone off on the whole shower thing, but I was very grateful for that today. We're gonna try and stay on topic. Yes. So we want people to learn. That's right. And if they're interested, they'll stick around and they'll share for us and spread it out. They'll share with like-minded peeps. Talk to your friends about it. Tell us about Break the Spell. Tell them they're on YouTube. Right? They're and if you have better Facebook. Ideas about this, if you know more about this than we do, hey. Yeah, if you have something to add to it or you want to talk about it, we'll leave the lines open here in a little while. Or we'll see if at you least all chat it. Those, because we're going to be talking about the yugas, the four yuga cycles. So, and this is Hinduism. This is it's Hindu, but it's also noticed in Native American culture. They always talk about the medicine wheel, the medicine or the cycles of things. Yeah, it's a circle. What was that movie? Oh God, that was that the guys that married each other. What was it called again? Yeah, Chuck and Larry or whatever. Chuck and Larry. When they got married for benefits. Yes. Yeah, I remember the guy that was marrying them. It's a circle. Life is a circle. It is a circle. But this is talked about in Buddhism, Native American wisdom. All ancient cultures knew this because they were connected with the ancestors. And right now, I notice that's a big theme playing out in the spiritual community is ancestors. That seems to be the buzz right now. So the ancestors want to speak. And that's like I said, I feel like we've been presented an opportunity right now. Yeah. We're seeing the cycle. Chuck and Larry. There we go. And you got it, girl. Chuck and Larry. Yep. And that is one of my favorite actors. That guy that plays says it's a circle. Yeah. He can do all kinds of stuff. I mean, he plays a Hawaiian dude. Dude, he's done some. Yeah, and he's awesome on Twitter. That dude's he's like a good people. Yeah. I can't say the same for Adam Sandler or anybody else that was in the movie, but I know that Rob Snyder. Yeah. He was at SNL. That was when it stopped becoming funny after that group left. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to read the Treta Yuga. This is the age of thought. Yes. In Treta Yuga, we recognize that everything is interconnected. We will have strong mental powers such as telekinesis, mental telepathy, and the ability to manifest whatever we need. If there is any war, it will not be widespread. Most people will be peace-loving and compassionate. It will not necessarily be more technologically advanced than Dwapara Yuga, just more spiritually advanced. And this is the vision I see. And this is before I've read this. This is the first time I've read this. Being more spiritually advanced and able to manifest at will whatever we need. And aren't we doing that right now? Mm-hmm. We may actually, I think we're in this. This is the one I think we're actually in. I mean, I got to keep reading. I haven't read this in, but this is where I feel like ideally we can get to very quickly. If we can understand within my lifetime. Yes, but if we can understand throughout these yugas, we will start to see the cycle that happens, right? And how we wander through each of these cycles, and knowing where we are at this moment, both on a societal level and throughout the stages of the yugas, right? We can actually strengthen and heighten and bring ourselves to. Do you have my lighter? Yes, I probably do. Yeah. Welcome. Okay, so we're going to finish this off and then you can read the next one.
All right.
The big difference that separates the lower two yugas, Kali and Dwapara, from the upper two, Treta and Satya, in self-interest. People in Kali and Dwapara Yuga are often greedy and live only to help themselves and sometimes their family and friends. In Treta and Satya Yuga, however, people recognize that we are all connected and so work for the good of everyone as much as themselves. This is where I feel like we're very close to, and there are people, like it says, there's people that are doing this through all of these different cycles. There's always that divergent that knows how to follow a certain place, and those people are meant, they are kind of godlike, like in a way they're demigods.
Yeah.
People that understand this right now and that are practicing it, they're doing it because they're connected to what we know of as a god,
right,
or gods, or ancestors. We call them our ancestors. They're our spiritual or soul ancestors.
And understand, we also have those other deities, right? Those thought forms that we bring about because of our thoughts.
Right.
So, understanding the interconnectedness of it all helps you both defeat those thoughts that we've brought into thought, right? And those cycles that we find ourselves stuck in.
Yep. 100%. How's the temperature out there? What's going on, y'all? God, let me shut my mouth.
Because I started going off on the showers. Like, oh shit!
I know he's awesome. Yeah, I love Rob Schneider.
Is, and look, no, I not.
And I like
I don't
Adam
have much
Sandler movies. I
against
like Adam Sandler as an artist.
beyond his
funny.
It's his whole personal view of things that I take into question. I don't have anything against. He's not, but so I question. That's all. He's a great artist.
Yeah, you can explain. That's another cycle. That's another circle, is the seasons.
The seasons, the circles, the cycles. Yes.
And you could think of the Kali Yuga as the winter, like what we're in right now. Mm-hmm. Everything goes dormant, goes to sleep, gets dark and cold. Yeah, I mean, I think we experience all of these ages. Just I think it's stronger and more pronounced. Yeah. But I think all of those emotions and feelings and happenings, they all happen during the whole. They're all part of the whole circle. They all play out.
Like sometimes your cycle can, and that's what. There are some people that will experience an entire lifetime of emotion, like this whole cycle of things, in minutes.
Yep.
And just minutes, right? And there's other people that it takes them days. It takes weeks, takes months, takes years to really work through all of those different cycles for themselves. That's why, like the seasons, that's a good one to pay attention to, and how you feel throughout the season, and being able to really recognize your own cycles helps you to see the outer cycles, right? Those universal cycles playing out, and how you can work within them.
It's true. Very true. All right, so we've got the last one, and then we'll read the conclusion too. I think it's going to be, well, no, we won't read the conclusion, but as I'm reading it, going, nah, that's not going to really. So the Satya Yuga.
Satya Yuga, the age of spirit. Satya Yuga is currently incomprehensible to us, as is Tetra Yuga. However, Sri, oh God, you left me with one of those big names that are, Tesor.
Yeah, you said it right.
Does say in his book, the human intellect can comprehend all, even God, the spirit beyond the visible world. This is the age when we will be so spiritually advanced that God himself is part of our everyday experience. We will be able to see God in everyone and everything. Our intuition will be completely developed, and we will live in happiness and natural simplicity. We will understand that nature or the nature of the universe and be able to communicate telepathically to anywhere in the world.
Yes.
There are many myths about this golden age in many different cultures. Some of the things that these myths share are people are considered demigods and can be able to fly and create things at will. People look younger their entire lives and do not get diseases. People can communicate with animals and live in harmony with nature and each other. The weather is perfect and there is plenty of food. Everyone can communicate in one language.
And that kind of seems like the place you go after you pass here. That's what I've perceived, what I've seen,
right,
is Satya Yuga. I mean, that's the whole thing, is it can be interpreted in a lot of different ways, but they give you kind of this, that this is the golden age. When this happens, this is the golden age. And this is why I think that the cycles, yeah, maybe there's a bigger cycle of this, but I think that this happens with over a couple hundred years, or 200 or 300 years. And you can look at history and you can see that. I think we go through these cycles on a daily basis. We go through these cycles on a weekly basis.
See, I think I have like a 7 to 10 year cycle, right?
There's times when I don't have to say anything to anybody and they just know what I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Yep. And you get in these little moments, or these little energetic moments. Be mindful in those moments. Right. Because I do feel like, yeah, people are all considered demigods and can be able to fly and create things at will. Did you read the bullet points?
I did. That's where I ended.
Yeah, people look younger their entire lives and do not get diseases. This is a vision I've seen, and I know a lot of you have seen. Mm-hmm. And we, in a way, like I keep hearing, I'm just going to be honest, Norma, as she said, skipping steps. In a lifetime, like we'll be able to see this on a like full, and it's happening right now. I see a lot of people helping each other right now.
Yes.
In the face of that darker place, rising to the higher level, rising to that higher consciousness. If we can get more people to do that, just on an understanding of consciousness, they won't be brainwashed. They won't be stuck in the place, Right. But that's going to take all of us. It's going to take people that like us, like you and me, normal people that just talk about things and say, hey, can you just okay, I know you're seeing this as the narrative of your life and what's going on in the world, but can you see another side to that? Can you see that there's more than that going on that we're being reported on? Like, if that, we would say we're in a spiritual war right now. We are.
Well, see, because here's the thing, and I want to bring this back to here's the thing. Everything that has basically made our lives simpler has in one way, shape, or form brought us back a step.
Yeah.
Because with everything that's made things simpler, someone has co-opted, or like everything, it seems like when we begin to advance, whether it's technology or just systems at large, we have to be careful of the co-option, right? And making things so perfect or so grand or so convenient that it detaches us from things, right? Like having a healthy understanding of your human experiencing life and not being so attached to what people think of you or what is going on around you. There's a healthy detachment. There really is. But understanding and keeping balance with that equilibrium, understanding it's happening within your reality for a purpose. There's something there for you to learn, to be inspired by, whatever. There's a reason for it to enter your cycle. Knowing the things that are going on around you are useful for your own development. However, knowing and understanding and having that balance to know that not everything has to do with you. Simply knowing that you are living the best life to create something outside of that you see is the way you move. I don't know if I made that clear. I almost feel like I got a little cryptic.
You got a little bit. Well, you do when we talk, because we're in the spirit world.
Basically, understanding those things that are happening outside of your control, right? And seeing the effects to your society and how, no matter how small, it may affect you, how it affects you, and how you can do something about that. That's the only place we need to worry about. We don't need to jump in and be
well, I think it's no, yeah. I mean, go ahead, finish it.
Well, we just don't need to get so into the things that we recognize. There is, you don't want to detach from your reality, okay? You want to understand it. However, you want to have a healthy detachment from those emotions, those strings that get pulled, those things that can manipulate you and bring you into bad judgment, right? Because it is a balance of that logical view along with that interconnected feeling that we have with the whole.
Yeah. And we don't want to stay inactive, like fighting for good causes. Like that's the whole thing with that Kali Yuga. In the Kali Yuga, that phase of life, and those people that are lost, I know we're just we're talking about the four yugas. It's a Hindu principle and teaching, and they're just talking about different ages that we go through and what age we're in right now. And I do feel like we're in the not the two or lower, we're in the third. Yeah. Let me get it. I got it right here. Hold on. So but I feel like we're in that place of like where we can talk to each other. Yes. And I feel like the cycles are moving very, very fast right now. So they're changing. Like we're probably going through a cycle of the yugas in this aspect, the way they teach it, the way I understand it, in like, 20 years time, maybe 40. I think 40 years time. Yeah. I think in the next 20 years, there's going to be a lot more changes. There's going to be a lot more telepathic connection. Yep. You're going to start seeing people fly or levitate. I'm telling you, for real, not a magic trick, but just. And there's a lot of this going on in other countries, but we're not seeing it. Well, and it's even happening here. There are times where I tell you what, I'll see someone and guess really close to like the number, right? And all of a sudden I hear myself. Well, I try to repeat it anyway in my brain just to help everybody. But like, I will notice as soon as I start to repeat that number, that person that guessed maybe twice, that's like thinking about it, they heard it. Yep. And they get it. And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. It's understanding how you work, understanding your cycles, knowing that we have all of these capabilities. Maybe it's not your strong suit. Maybe you don't always hear what I'm saying when I'm not talking, right? But understanding where you are with things and your energy level with those in your life, those you're truly connected with, and utilizing that and knowing deep down in your knowing that even if their person doesn't necessarily acknowledge the same conversation y'all had in your head, they were thinking about you, you were thinking about them, right? Understand that, yes, you were speaking to one another, but sometimes our human confuses us, right? Yeah. Our ego, our person. So I feel like we're about right in that spot. Like as I see it, the darkness is being, light's being shed on the dark. Right. Now it's just going to come down to critical mass. And what do we need for that? We probably need 30 to 40% of the people to wake up. Yep. The next 12%. And not just wake up, but be willing to act. And be a majority, because until we're a majority, it's not going to change. And I think a lot of us, we might put in a lot of work right now. Yeah. Just to protect, and that's what we should be doing, to protect our generations that come behind us. That's right. And are coming up. Just to make sure they're not indoctrinated into some, thing that makes it harder for them to see. Wanda says, I was surprised when I guessed what was in Aaron's hand the other day. Yeah. I shocked myself. Yeah. And that's the whole thing is you see a lot of zombie movies. We're going to talk. I'm sure I'll bring that up again because that's a good comparison. Right. We are walking around in a land of zombies. Yes. Most people just walk around like zombies. Yeah. They have their plan, and I think some of us all get to that like robotic phase.
We can,
sometimes.
very much so.
No matter how artistic or spiritual you get, you can start to get like really
robotic about things,
too ritualistic about it,
yes.
too much.
Yes.
And you can get lost in that place. Turn on the TV for an hour. You can get lost in another place. You know, in an hour, you can, so many words are being repeated at you constantly.
Yeah.
You watch the news, like the news is not the news.
Really?
It's not the news you want.
Dude.
You really have to search deep and dig deep and find people that really have some really good information, and then find out where the underground news is coming from.
I'm going to make a dirty, dark secret of mine.
You're going to make one?
Yes, not make. I'm going to share one. I just didn't get a lot into TV and news and like whatever, right? Once I had kids though, I finally started getting into news when news was more fun. However, it was a short cycle, thank goodness. I realized, hang on, they're constantly trying to fucking sell me something. So it wasn't like doom and gloom, and it actually interested me. But I realized I had fallen for manipulation. That's what actually captured my interest, right? Was the fun stuff. Until I realized all the fun stuff was just selling me on shit I don't need. And wasn't really teaching me anything.
Yeah. But you'll get lost in these little swirls, these little
that's right.
spirals of energy or glimmers or
the glimmers.
Distractions.
Yes.
That really, and it's intentionally done. Like yes. It's very sophisticated. The things you're seeing, all of us, it doesn't matter if you're online or on TV, there's the people that can pay the most money for advertising. And those are the ones you should be wary of when you see a lot of their advertising coming from the same place or the same message. That's trying to take over and keep us in that Kali Yuga state, that lower place called hell, you know, or the lower darkest place that we don't want to live in, where everybody's selfish and everybody's greedy and nobody cares about each other. They'll do some things for the family, but that's, you know, not really. They'll do a little very small.
Well, it's like out of an obligation.
Yeah, or make them look better, or to make them look better.
Yes.
It's all about me. Yes. And that's not a good place to be. That is what we would call, I mean, the Christians would call Satanism.
I apologize, y'all.
I don't know what they call it in Muslim or Islam.
I don't know, but basically what it is selfishness. When you are so consumed, and trust me, look, there's even a balance here. I became very self-conscious at a very young age when a trauma happened in my life, right? Like it brought me to a different awareness. All of a sudden, now I'm self-conscious. But as I grew, I realized that self-consciousness wasn't like healthy, right? Yeah, I'm worried about what they think, but I'm worried about what they think because I'm acting, and I'm doing things maybe based on their energy and what they're saying, but really over what they think of me. Am I really allowing people to know who I am, what I'm doing, and, you know, or am I just going to placate to what they see of me and be disappointed in the long run? Right. For a long time, that's what it was.
Keep smashing those emojis, please. If you guys can hit those at least in Facebook.
And it took a long time to actually realize that, right? Like, I had a very weird, I don't know, I think weird. I'm just a weird person. But I had realized through that self-consciousness and then just everyday programming and being willing to spit shit out of my mouth that I was very ignorant to a lot, I was living my own life in that self-consciousness. So no matter how much of other people I was thinking, I was mostly just thinking about me. What are they thinking of me? How do I present myself to them? What do they see when they see me? Am I being good enough? It came down to a very self-centered place, right? So even though it was a trauma in the first place that brought me to this idea that people thought things of other people, because I was a kid, I was just living my life.
Yeah.
You know? When you start to realize those steps and the way things happen and the way we react to things, understanding our emotions, our being, our cycles are very important. But don't put too much thought into how others take your reality.
Yeah.
Right? Be able to connect on a universal level. Know that you know something that they're not ready to accept, and you don't have to push it. Like, whatever. Okay. That's where they're at. Here's where I'm at. I love you anyway.
Yep.
Anyway.
So the point is.
Yeah, I lost it.
You lost it
in
already?
My rambling. Yeah. Too far.
How's everybody doing out there? This is I want to remind everybody this is a value for value show. So if you want to leave a contribution there, if you're on YouTube, it's in the link is in the description. If you're on Facebook, it's in the title.
Yes, Wanda, I know. I get you. I was so excited today. I got a 5-star review on Google. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because
Norma actually married somebody today over the phone because that's now okay.
Well, let's not get too carried away here.
Oh, should we not?
I don't know how much of I followed the rules. Don't get me wrong. We're living in COVID days. You know?
Don't say that word, please. Like, let's just stop saying that word because we're not talking about that.
But what I'm saying is, there's a rule that
everybody should know that by now. If they don't, then I don't know what to tell you.
In my home state, that allowed me to be able to remotely marry. So I can only do this in some places if it is okay. So yes, I remotely married someone today, and they gave me a 5-star rating, and they left their little kiss there. Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, it was
anyway,
awesome. She was happy.
I'm very happy.
Cool. And
I'm
yes,
so
Norma does marry people. So if you want to elope, she is in California right now.
That's right.
But there are ways to remotely do it now. So
if it is available in your county,
yes,
and we are able to do it,
and you want to check that. Yes. So, and she does like real marriages too, like ones that are planned, but it seems to be people that want to elope and just
mostly
do it on the fly, which is awesome. That's another thing. It's like,
I love that.
People sharing love. That's why I know there's signs of we're not in the deepest, darkest pit of hell. We can't. Some people are. A lot of people that are taking injections, they're in the deepest pit of hell right now.
Right.
But there's a lot of us out there that aren't, and that's why we're splitting. Eventually, we're going to split into two different. And we kind of already are. Yeah. And we're not hating them.
And to a degree,
that's the place they're at right now. This is the place we're at. There's no good or bad on either side. Like that doesn't matter. What matters is that we learn to know that we are everybody. We are everybody. We are connected. All of us are connected.
Right.
That means the ones that we like and the ones that we don't like. We're all connected.
That's right.
Once we understand that, and the sooner we understand that as a whole and as a society, things change. Things will change very quickly.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I just saw this last statement. I'm saying, wait, now, if someone wants to get married in the UK and they are accepting of the church in which I'm ordained in, I could do that. However, if the rules are remote and I can be here and you can be there.
Like, I don't know about like internationally.
However. But anyway, no, and that's why I was like, I wanted to be careful with it because I did follow the rules. I looked at the paperwork. Now, it says the ceremony has to take place in the state, and it did. It did. Right? So I got to see, I knew that everyone was a willing participant. There were 2 witnesses. I talked to everybody. I spoke to everybody. It was kind of awesome. It really was an awesome experience. Mm-hmm. And I followed every rule in the paperwork. So, but I don't want to like promote that too bigly because I think it really is in select places. And it only came about during these days of bullshit where we had to separate ourselves.
Yep.
So, I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I think it's a brilliant, just whatever. And it was really fun to do it in that way. But anyway, I don't want to get like, oh, I will do it this way because I don't know if I can.
Anyway, Norma and I are both ordained ministers. So, so now we're gonna get up here and we're gonna preach like the evangelicals. No, we're not.
No, we're not. No, we are not.
We're going to lay down some wisdom. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
And we're going to
I don't
share what
want
we're
fanatics. I
learning, too.
want
That's
people
right.
that are, initiates that are willing
Yep.
to learn
Mhm.
and do it your own way. Like, that's really my goal is to show people how much light they have within them, how much
Right.
talent they have within them.
Right.
That's and spark that, light that or light that flame or reignite
That's
it.
right.
Find you who you are again, because you're powerful. You're just as powerful as me. I'm just as powerful as you. But you
Yep.
need to find those powers within you. That's, I was kind of born into the psychic thing. It's always been there.
And I've always been a little weird.
And as I've gotten older, I've accepted more of it. I've just accepted it more and more. Where it was weird, but it was also like this calling, like, yeah, but it doesn't sound off. Like,
Right.
it makes sense to me.
That actually makes sense, man. Yep.
All right, should we drop? Okay, we're getting ready to drop a invitation here to the studio. So if you want to come live and talk about what we're talking about, cycles, whatever.
Yeah.
But let's try to stay on topic.
Yes.
And get out whatever you need to get out from what this podcast is making you feel or making you think. I'm gonna find it real quick. Hold on. All right, got it. So remember, we're talking about the 4 yugas tonight.
So,
but what is Kali Yuga?
Yep.
And does it make sense to you? I mean, I know a lot of people came in late, so they didn't get the full. We read about them, right. The 4 stages, the 4.
But we have 4 seasons to be
seasons, yes.
So let's just make it that simple. If you weren't here for everything we read, we're talking about the seasons, the cycles of life. Yep.
Yeah, and Angel Lopez says, I've accepted all my powers. Yep, and you'll learn more.
Yep.
And there's going to be some that you have, but you're going to have to work on them. Trust me, I have to.
Oh, yes,
I'm good at telekinesis or telepathy, but I'm learning telekinesis. Like, that's one that I really want to learn, probably out of my own selfish desire.
Which is probably why it's taking longer.
And it's probably why it's taken longer, yeah. But when they said Jesus could walk on water, and I'm not saying Jesus was real, but that is a metaphor. It's a metaphor. It's an allegory.
Here's the whole thing. I don't want to say
walking on water is
yes,
telekinesis.
Yes, it is. But I'm not to say any deity is not real. Enough power and belief behind
and there's that deity is real because it's had enough power to.
That is right. Our minds are that fucking powerful.
But the Son of God is us. We are the sons and daughters of God.
Yes.
And I think that's what the whole Jesus story, if you really read between the lines and actually pay attention, is what he's actually saying.
Right. Oh, we have a visitor.
We do have a visitor. Angel.
Angel, welcome.
Welcome, Angel.
How are you?
Sup,
so what's going on?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2023, baby.
That's right. Hell yeah.
How's everything going?
It's going pretty well.
So far, so good. I had some things in the back of my mind, and all of a sudden things happened, and I'm going to take that as a sign of good things coming.
Yes. I had a
right now we're both learning, like, what's like there's these little crumbs that are being left for us, right?
Right.
And we're following those crumbs, and they're bigger than crumbs. The crumbs turn into something bigger, but
that's right.
It's like life showing us, hey, this is the way. If you want to live in this, at the tip of the spear, you want to live in a place of a teacher, of a guru, whatever we want to call it, shaman.
The universe is giving us our bricks, and we're placing them for our road.
Yeah, they're like it's we've got to be able to notice that they're actually bricks to build with, right?
Yeah, for sure. Along with the materials and everything that we need.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think we receive everything we need.
For sure.
I think we just need to acknowledge that it is. Like, things come up and things can trick you too. You can be tricked and distracted off into another place.
For sure.
I do it too because oh, what's over there? But yeah, it's life is a beautiful thing. It really is.
It truly is.
Life as humans
It's
in our meat
interesting.
suits,
Yes.
our avatars. That sounds less gross.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. However you need to see it, understanding our biological humanness, along with our divinity, our godliness, our everything. This experience is unique. I mean, it's a cycle. And when we get into healing, sometimes we can be like, oh yeah, okay, it's such a unique thing. I'm a smart ass person, so I know I thought that thought. Anyway, but it really, really is. When you dive into the magic of it, the beauty of it. I play video games and I get frustrated really fast, right? Like, I want to be able to do what I'm trying to do right now. I have to fucking do 20 rounds before I can get there. You fucking kidding me? Oh my god, what the fuck?
God, you're saying the F word a lot. Use it
because
wisely.
I'm trying to explain something. Understanding
Okay, let's
though,
stick to your point.
I am.
Okay.
Understanding yourself within those cycles as you are experiencing certain things and being able to, as opposed to lose that frustration, right? And get into that, holy cow, why isn't it happening? I did this. This is supposed to happen. Understanding we are in a place where true creation actually takes time. No matter how immediately you saw it in your mind.
It doesn't always take time, though.
Well, no. Well,
sometimes it happens pretty quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But understanding the cycle of things in your visions,
right,
in your experiences, right? I pay $20. I was supposed to get fries with my meal, right? But all of a sudden they changed it. Now I don't. Now I'm frustrated. As opposed to allowing the emotion to get to me and understanding the cycle of things.
Yeah.
No matter how frustrating is the key. Working with it, not allowing the emotion to take over. Allow that emotion to trigger within you the inspiration to take an action without allowing the emotion to make your action what it is.
Right. Like not panicking and making a stupid decision and doing something really stupid. Yep, because that's usually what happens.
Yes.
When you panic.
And I'm a panicky person, so I know.
To control our emotions, because we all have emotions. It's being able to control them in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're sad, don't be sad too long. If you're happy, enjoy those happy moments.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But live in all of them, and be okay with all of them.
Yes.
Even if you're not okay at a certain time, you go back and you look at it and you bring yourself back to thinking, wait, this must be a lesson. This must be, there's something to be learned here that's going to help me progress. Or it could be just a lesson of endurance. Remember, be careful what you wish for. When you pray to God and you say, I need strength, God's going to put things in your path that are going to show you how much strength you have.
That's right. If I want strength, I need things to show me I have strength. Right?
Yep.
Like, I got to be able to be strong if I want to be strong. So yes, really understanding who you are, how you work, what you are in this avatar today, which is the only reason, like, a lot of people really want to focus on like past lives, and they do incorporate into our now.
They help. They do help.
And they help. And it can be amazing, but truly understanding your life today.
But I think it's understanding your life. But you know what? I think that you're like, I disagree, because I feel like you need to live your life in the past, present, and future at the same time. I think that there are no linear things.
Which is why Betsy.
I think you need. I say it as I describe it as living your life in 3D.
Okay, so let me bring and add to that. Let me say, okay, you're not necessarily disagreeing with me. You're just not saying it the way I am. What I am saying is, yes, knowing and understanding your today person, your human being as it has grown up today, is going to help you to understand the physiology, the physical being of yourself when you first reacted this way.
Right.
When did this action, this physical reaction begin in my life? Today.
Yep.
And it can be as simple as I cried for an extra 5 minutes waiting for the booby. Understanding this lifetime and your physical reaction to it.
Yeah, just speak up, Angel.
Will help you to understand the whole and the mass.
You're in here still,
of
right?
everything that you're dealing with.
Yep, she's still in here. Go ahead, Angel. What were you saying? You were saying in private chat. Constant shadow work.
Yes, it is.
Elaborate on that. What is shadow work?
Yes, please. Explain.
You still there? Hello? Is she not in here?
I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and just continue then with that thought. Understanding when this avatar starts to react to things. And it could be that you were just born with a recognition of your past life, and it took this simple thing for this body being born. It was my first breath. I realized, oh my God, holy shit, I'm in a new place, even though I'm still experiencing this thing. It doesn't matter what it came. That's why I say past lives and all that stuff does matter. However, knowing your physiology, your today person, your avatar today matters.
Yeah, I mean, that's we can't escape that. That's,
exactly.
I mean, we can try, and plenty of people do.
Yep.
But checking yourself, and I think that's what Angel was talking about. Angel, you want to finish that thought?
Yes, please.
I can't hear you. You're on mute. You're muted. Turn your microphone on. Yeah, I can't hear you at all.
Oh no.
Go out and come back in, and then make sure your microphone's on. But it really is important that you check yourself constantly.
Yep.
And there's things I check myself with that I don't follow through with. I mean, I could be out probably running every day and doing that whole thing. But there's a lot of things that I sit and study, and I want to learn about, and I want to learn so I can teach.
There we go.
There we go.
It's going to work this time. It's going to work this time.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. So what I was saying was just consistent shadow work. And to understand shadow work is to just basically bettering yourself and who you are. And in order to do that, you have to do past, present, and who you are now.
Yes.
But,
yes.
You're learning from your past. So it does matter. And even in your past lives, like those are lessons for us.
Yes.
So I think that they do matter a lot. And it's just consistent shadow work and recognizing who you are and not caring what anybody thinks, and just know that you're just looking for the better person that you can be.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly. Yep.
So,
and understand, you don't have to get it all figured out in one lifetime.
Nope.
No.
That's why the whole past life things works, because it brings you to a better like you look at a better perspective, like, oh, so this is like, you can actually see the pattern of your life and the arc of where it's going. And that's why the past life readings do help.
Yes.
And I do offer those. Check the link tree. Wait, I've got to take off the picture.
I do. Technically, they're called
linktr.ee/psychic shaman 333.
Yes.
Go to that link if you want to be a producer of the show. I guess it's a good time to talk about the producers of the last shows and the producers of this show. Wanda Ladd left $25 yesterday. Thank you.
Yes.
I think she's still in here. Christy's always a contributor.
Yes.
She's always leaving money. Kathy.
We have so many
Raves,
people. We love you
Teresa.
all so much.
Teresa's not here tonight. But these are the producers of the show. These are the ones that are keeping it going. So I wanted to let everybody know.
And all of y'all.
Give some shout outs. But all of y'all are doing,
and incorporate yourselves into the show at all.
Like you jumping on the live stream and talking. Like you're adding the content.
That's right.
You're adding your time and your talent and your treasure.
That's right.
However we do that, like just sharing, supporting, commenting. You know, these things matter. Especially because, you know, I talk about things that are trying to pull us out of the matrix.
Right.
And they don't want that because they are the matrix.
And the matrix isn't entirely bad. It's knowing the systems in which they're trying to take it.
Yeah. So how you been, Angel?
I've been pretty well. Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Still on with us? I think
yeah,
she's still on with us.
I hope so.
Yeah. I guess she didn't. Look, we get. That's so weird. We get like a lot of likes, and we get like. I think we just get people popping in, or what? Is that what's going on?
You know, and that may happen. Oh shit! We called Wanda fucking Wendy last night.
Yeah, I did call Wanda Wendy. Yes, and I corrected that last night too.
That's funny. She's laughing
because Wendy sent me a message right before that happened, so I like had both W names.
Yeah.
But I did correct it. I did stop and say, "Wait a minute, I got to correct." But yes, Wanda. All right,
check.
We're back. Microphone check. Microphone check.
Oh, darn it!
So we're back, and we still have 11 people.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody, please share this somewhere right now. Every one of you that's in here watching, please share it somewhere. Share it
Some
on
of
a
you
group.
already have,
share it
so
on your page. Just share it.
Right.
We didn't get that many shares last time, so I'm, asking people, please share it. Yes. It's not that hard to just push the share button,
right, and
share it somewhere.
I mean, you at least got to have that dorky friend willing to hear a bunch of idiots, right?
We're back. You can hear us now, right?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we got kicked out. We got kicked out of the studio.
Yeah. Studio said, no, fuck you. Get out of here. We're done. Just kidding.
So I'm going to share the link again.
One more time. Good.
So anybody that wants to come on.
Good.
Yeah, we got kicked out. Something went wrong, it said on my screen.
It was really weird, right? I mean,
it was an internet thing.
Yeah.
So there's the links to get in. If you want to join the stream, please, we encourage it.
We do. We welcome it. We want everyone's opinion. We want to share a podcast that has not just our own ideas, but like a shared idea of things. So everyone can kind of come to their own idea.
This is like the newly awakened. We're like people that are just coming into their awakening, and it can be very
hard,
scary,
harsh and scary, and like, what the fuck's happening to me now, right? Yeah.
There's Christy. What's up, Christy?
Hey, girlfriend.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
It's going. And just so you know, I haven't stopped working on the whole Ladies Night podcast. I just.
Dude,
I think that's what this is right now.
I know, almost has turned.
Look at Christy joins this podcast more than she joins the Ladies
Night. Well, no, I was
podcast.
still working on it, and then things.
It's not a Ladies Night. We're just doing it like This is the initiate. If you want to become an initiate into what's really going on and what the world really has to offer, we're not going to be part of the world. We are of the world.
That's right.
That means we can go back and forth. We can.
I experience this. I see this.
We don't have to be connected to that all the time.
Right. Yep.
So what are you doing?
Smoking a bowl.
Smoking a cigarette.
Well. But I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, so
I know you got to.
That is good. That is good.
That is good. I mean, I like tobacco, so
I do too. I do
too. But that's the problem.
Just something I like. But you know what? You don't have to. You don't have to fucking smoke. If you've quit, fucking don't start.
That's right.
Well, I had to. Like before I had I had to. So now that I'm home, like I don't really think that it would make it just wouldn't make a lot of fucking sense if I'm trying to get better for me to start doing something that's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So it just is.
I mean, if you're off it, like it's no big deal, then fucking just who cares?
That's right.
Yeah.
But me, on the other hand, I'm going to enjoy my tobacco that's got mint flavor to it.
And here.
Oh, God, I miss my Newports, dude. That's what I used to smoke.
No, I don't smoke. I smoke my own. Like, I buy a bag of tobacco.
I know.
You make
I mean, I make my own. I don't.
Yeah.
Because it tastes better. It's just, it just does.
Less chemicals, not made in the factory.
Yeah, not as many carcinogens.
We complain.
But it's tobacco. That's what this actual country for the Europeans was. The Europeans founded this country as a tobacco state.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is though, no, there are days that I don't smoke, like maybe half a pack, whatever, 6-7 cigarettes, and then there's days where I'm smoking a pack and a half. So,
well, fuck yeah, that's how I was too. It depended on the day.
And I gotta watch that too. I gotta be very careful with that.
Hello, Reno.
I talk to myself. I breathe through a lot of things, and that's why I think I give myself those days where I'm not. Yeah. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I just ate. Let me have a couple puffs off the smoke or whatever.
Yeah.
I think
they're putting enough crap in the air.
Right?
There's no escaping it.
Exactly. We're getting it from every angle, girl. From our food, from our water, from our fucking air.
Yep.
It's
Happy New Year, Reno.
We can do it the best we can do it.
Yep.
And there are still those possibilities of agitation.
Well, yeah. Unless we walked around with a fucking not a mask like they have us wearing for stupid reasons,
right?
Like an actual fucking military we're going to breathe toxins. Yeah. It's just the way it is. So, unfortunately, for now.
Yeah, if you go outside and you see streams of clouds like these lines, they're dumping shit on you.
Happening up in the sky.
They're dumping shit on you. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
It was
fact check that because I can prove you wrong.
Oh yeah, for sure. Those aren't good. Chemtrails aren't a good thing.
No, dude, I'm telling you, seriously.
We can just call it. We'll call it what did they call it? What they call it is a geoengineering.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Stratospheric geoengineering. That's
there's some fancy names for some stupid
shit. Isn't there?
Dude.
And they sell you on stupid shit.
Fuck yeah, they do.
Hang on. So to prevent a drought, we're just gonna put all these chemicals in the air, and you won't have to worry about it. So hey, disconnect from the cycles of life.
Yeah.
Disconnect from the way it's supposed to be and working with it.
Yeah.
We're gonna help you just make it happen.
Yeah. Oh, we're in poverty and there's hunger across the planet. Let's just shut down farms.
Right.
We'll go ahead and stop this. You know what I mean? We'll stop the boats from
Let's stop the train.
Yeah, let's just fuck it all, shut it down, and let's throw some masks on top of it and let's see how we do.
Right, dude. Let me tell you what. The only time I ever wore one of those masks, outside of a health
was when we were trying to get into a liquor store.
Well, no. Well, yes. for a minute, and dude, tell me, there was a guy out there screaming at us, and I didn't have my mask on at the time because I waited till I had to go in the store to put it on. He's out there hooting.
We didn't wear masks very much. We did. I'll admit, we did wear masks right at first, just because. But then again, I started to think about it, and you know, Mikkel told me, she's like, "Why are we wearing masks? Let's just go in there without masks. Who cares if they worry about it or not?" And we did. We went in there without masks.
I did.
And then I was like, you know what? No, yeah, we're just not gonna wear masks.
The only place
we did it like 3 or 4 times, and then we're like, okay, that's enough.
Was the liquor store, and I didn't have to concede to liquor. You're right, I know, but I wanted it. And in Utah,
yeah, I can see you, Mandy.
The only way you can do it is through the liquor store. So I had that thing off my face until I was walking inside the store, like just to show how ridiculous this is. Oh. So as soon as I go inside,
you know what I always wore? I never wore a mask. I always wore my fucking bandana like a bandit.
Right? I did that a lot too. And my scarf. I even used my scarf, y'all. I used my scarf like I do in the winter anyway to cover everything and just whatever. And
well, like if we're gonna do this, like and at first we were like, oh, are they gonna take us to jail if we don't?
Right.
But then we just took them off and just started going to the store, and nobody cared. Like nobody said anything.
Well, no. Now I did go into a few spots, like when we ordered food.
Oh, there's people that looked
and I had to go
weird.
pick it up, and I didn't wear a mask, and they're standing in a line with masks. I'm going, no, bitches, shit. Sorry, I ordered my fucking food. Ain't my fucking problem. You're standing in this line.
To each, in my opinion, to each his own. If it's something that you feel more comfortable doing, like I don't understand that, but have at like to each his own.
Right.
But I do not want you, or not you per se, but someone implying your beliefs on me.
Right, like you have to follow this.
That's why I was saying, like, when I went
Tyler
to get
fractured his arm and I took him to the hospital. Do you guys remember me telling you? And the doc, everything was fine. Like he had his surgery, but then when he woke up, the doctor came in and he was trying to tell me that Tyler had to have his vaccination, and I freaked the fuck out and was like, you know what? We are fucking leaving. I will fucking take him and I'll take care of him at my house. Like I don't want. And he tried to do it without me. Like I walked out and Tyler said that I went out.
They're trying to make that, like, I know it's the medical system's getting really scary right now, y'all.
Yeah, don't talk to my kids without me there. First of all, that's fucking illegal.
Yep.
Second, like, you will not touch my child without my permission. When I found that out, we left. I didn't sign anything. I was fucking furious.
Oh, dude, really I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Like I dealt with a lot of bullshit, like outside of this whole new thing happening, which is way worse. But DCFS was a big thing. They like to take people's kids, right? For people's kids, and they give them whatever and whatever. So I dealt with DCFS the whole time raising my kids. They never could take my kids because that's never like, I mean, come on.
But she was fighting them off.
But like on the fucking constant, I had someone trying to take
once you're involved with them, you're involved with them. Like that's it.
And that's just it. It became a fucking joke. Like the whole time I raised my kids, dude. I'm gonna say 21 fucking years I dealt with these assholes.
Yes, I know.
And it's one of those things where, like, seriously and truly, I think I only dealt with them that long because I had that self-consciousness, right? Like where I was worried about what other people thought of what I was doing. Am I really doing it right?
Remember this, as we're talking about this, we're not downing people that wear masks.
No.
Or that have taken vaccinations. But when you start to know it's bullshit, you'll watch what we're talking about.
Well, because DCFS is just another form of people that are able to basically exercise power that they don't really fucking have or shouldn't.
They don't
really care about.
They really don't know. They have no idea.
No.
Dude, the last time I dealt with
that just means more people they can indoctrinate.
Yes. Yep. Yes. Yeah. The last time I dealt with them, thankfully my kids were a little older. I guess I have to say that thankfully I was in a shitty position for a longer time because my kids were old enough that they weren't so easily susceptible to everything else that was happening at that time.
Yeah.
But every time you turn around, when you're looking for that other person outside of you to say you're doing it right, you're asking for problems.
Yep.
Okay. You got to really know in your heart, because I knew in my heart, and I still talk to my kids that don't talk to me in my heart, in my soul. They're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. We do not align right now, and it's not going to happen. I have to accept that as a person that wants my kids in my life. knowing and understanding that outside perspective does not fucking matter. Those that are aligned with you are going to help you, not just for you to be a preacher, for you to do this, or for you to feel that, but for you to have a shared experience of give and take, for you to have an experience of growth, an experience of communion.
Yeah.
Without the expectation, it doesn't matter what they think of me. I feel like this and they feel like that. And you know what? Here's where we align. Doesn't matter if they see it exactly like I do. Who cares?
So I saw that was like kind of not mocking, but kind of talking shit about like all of the different clips you guys see with like the homeless guys sitting on the side of the road, and then someone brings them a bag of food and then they put it in their face and then they're recording and it's like they have to respond in like a certain way, or then people talk shit and are just like, oh my God, what an ungrateful person. And it's like, how the fuck would you feel if you were in a state of despair and like pure just self-hatred and loathing at that point, and then you get a fucking camera? I personally wouldn't turn on and be like, thanks for the food. Oh, like I wouldn't. I don't know what I would do, but I don't know that I would react that way. But that's because to me, those intentions are not pure. Like those intentions are not that of selflessness is really the best way to put it. And until everybody can start doing things on that level of selflessness for everyone, not just for your neighbor, not just for your family, but for the people that live 2 states over that you've never met. Until we get to that level of awareness, dude, things are not going to change.
No, they're going to be weird. They're going to be crazy, and they're going to get weirder.
And if you're only doing it for your own self-love,
that's the whole thing, is you can always find your solace in the fact that you can connect with somebody and say, hey, and talk to them, and they talk to you, and you learn from them, they learn from you.
That's why our group is so good, and I'm not just like throwing a plug out there, but that is why I love
it. But we appreciate.
Well, we have a group right here. That's and I'm glad you're helping us with it, Christy. You're going to be helping us a lot more.
That's right.
And I just found today, I wanted to share something with you, but I didn't. But it was like these people that found, like, they built this like tiny home in the middle of an island.
What?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, you have to send that to me, please. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, it just came out. You gotta follow that channel though. I think it's like Tiny Homes.
I'm telling you, girlfriend, we have our land. I don't know which one.
No, well, we watch all the tiny homes. Anyway,
those tiny homes are cheap, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I saw.
No, sometimes they're not.
Something out there
like
that's under.
I was watching one today that was like, okay, they're like our houses go for 120,000. My dad bought a fucking house with a basement and he had a vaulted ceiling. He had 3 levels for 120,000. This was in, I don't know, early 2000s, late 90s. That wasn't that long ago.
But where was it? Because see, I don't want to move again after this, you guys. Like, I can't do.
Okay, well, in Utah, it was late in Utah.
Okay, I can't. Well, but I'll come your way, or I will leave the country. That's my choice. I'm dead serious. Like, I don't want to live in the United States. I think that our country is a joke. And I say that as nicely as I can for those that are listening. I'm not trying to whatever, but I would prefer not to be here at all. But if I was to stay, I would head towards you guys as far as the retreat and stuff goes. Otherwise, I'm feeling like it's time.
Well, we'll talk about that, and you can do that.
Exactly.
We got to figure out a plan.
Yep, for sure.
You got to come up with a plan. But yeah, that raw land is ready for use. And I will invite people that really give a fuck. They'll be invited. But you can stay there for free, but you got to help build.
Well, of course, dude. I would never expect anything other than that. You already know that. We'll talk about this later. Yeah.
I'm not even worried about you. No, I'm just talking about the general audience right now.
We're gonna put my boys to work, dude, and I'm excited about that. My boys are gonna actually.
I'm excited about that.
I am, dude. I want them to get their fucking hands dirty, get off the video games, go and plant something, or feed something, or water something, or fucking something, dude. Like
something.
You know what I mean? Something worthwhile. So it'll be good.
That's funny, dude. You're an evil mom, but you're a great mom.
You know what? I think that I am.
You want them to learn something that like matters, that they can actually use every day.
that they need to understand the meaning and value of like working. And so I'm not saying that they don't, but I do give them a lot. Like most parents in this day and age, it's easier to give a kid a device and shut them up than have to sit there and I understand and I recognize that I do that. I mean, I'm not saying I give them everything. I also make them take the dogs for walks around the block in the park and blah, 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 blah. But there's nothing wrong with rolling up your sleeves and getting your hands dirty and pitching in. And that's something that they need to.
Yes. I'm telling you, when I raised my kids, I raised them up in a travel trailer, actually. And as they were growing up through all their, like, cycles, they had a time period where they really missed that closeness when so much bullshit was bullshit. Had I done it right, though, and maybe I did, maybe I didn't, I don't know, they'd understand that really you don't need that much space for that home. Home doesn't take much. Learning how to live your life, to grow my food, make sure I can make a meal for my family, to get by in life, have a trade or something I love to do that makes something that other people love too, right? Learning how to be yourself in this world, self-sufficient. That's something that they have slowly, I don't even want to say slowly anymore, they've rapidly taken away from us. Because in my era, we still had home ec at least. We had certain classes that, though you had to opt into them, taught us how to get through this world.
Hell yeah, sewing class. I had that class. I remember that.
Right?
Yep.
But knowing how to actually live a life and sustain yourself in it, along with your reading, writing, and arithmetic, I think that's it, right?
Yep.
You do need to learn how to read. You need to learn how to write.
Those are important things. Yes.
Interpersonal relationships are key too, which is why we send them to school in the first place.
You need to know basic math.
But really, how to get by in life. How do you sustain a life? How do you progress in life?
Well, you can show your kids too, like they're playing video games. What are they playing right now?
Oh God. So Tyler, well, Robbie's playing Mario Kart. I got them the Wii. So we're doing Mario Kart, Mario Brothers, and Donkey Kong. And then Tyler's down there playing. I think he's playing Call of Duty or something. Probably not the best that he should be playing, but that's what he plays.
You're cutting in and out, girl. Shoot. Get closer to the router.
Is that better?
There we go.
How is it better? Go ahead and
check,
say
check.
what you
were
saying.
Checks.
Okay. Check. Is that better?
Yep.
Okay. So Robbie plays Mario Brothers and Donkey Kong, and then Tyler's downstairs playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, these games can be like, you can share them and let them know what you're learning right now. Like with Call of Duty, you're learning strategy. Because if you go out there and just try to kill everybody, you're going to get killed.
Yep.
Right.
Because you're not understanding or thinking in a forward place where it's like, wait, if I'm on a 4-man team, there's somebody else that has a 4-man team, and they're just as into it.
Yeah.
So you're learning strategy in that game. I would say learn patience and how to be sneakier.
Right. Well, see,
how to be more stealthy.
I gotta also bring up that life lesson for myself. I feel like I'm an invisible person sometimes.
Right.
Like I'm fucking, but you know what? Sometimes, actually a lot of times, I want to be invisible. I just want to go do my thing. No one knows I do my thing, and no one thinks anything, right? It's really understanding your skills and understanding them in your life. Like, for the longest time, really, I did. I hated feeling invisible. But as an adult and being self-aware, like really trying to make sure I'm fitting into my surroundings without disturbing my surroundings, right? So those things that made me feel so invisible are actually like my strengths. They help me get by in nature. I can tiptoe through nature without disturbing the flower next to me. I can get from my place here to over here without disturbing everything if I walk in silence, knowing that I'm not going to be seen and it's okay. breaking through the barriers of our egotistical human and understanding the physiological Sorry.
All right, we're back. We got kicked.
Sorry, girlfriend. Didn't mean to leave you stranded there. Anyway, understanding how to bring your everything into your now human being. Into your now. Understanding them as lessons. Don't let them feed into your ego. Dude, if I thought I was the Queen of Sheba understanding your past life can be a helpful or hurtful tool. What is it feeding?
However you take it.
Is it feeding your ultimate movement forward, or is it feeding your ego? I was once the Queen of Egypt. Right? And that's, I think, the only reason why I focus more on the today human, the human we are now, this lifetime, while incorporating and utilizing that wisdom that we've got incorporated in our DNA, as opposed to, and like I said, it took nasty lessons of self-consciousness and trauma to bring me there. And that's okay. Because this human, trust me, probably could learn faster than she does if she didn't need to experience so many things. Anyway, the point is, get in touch with your now. Understand everything that's happened within your cycles throughout many lifetimes do play a part, but you can attach it to a certain period of your certain physiology in this avatar.
Yes.
Be okay with being you.
Yep. And in my closing statements, I would say thank you, everybody, for being here. Those producers out there that want to donate money or donate a monetary value, please, we need it. It helps, but you don't have to do it.
That is right. Follow that link right there at the bottom of the screen, the linktr.ee/psychic-shaman333. If you'd like to leave a couple bucks, we appreciate it. If you have ideas on show subjects.
But we were talking about the four seasons.
That's right.
That's what we're going through every year. Constantly.
And like I said, some people have very fast cycles. Understanding your cycles. Like if you feel like you are so, what is the word I've been diagnosed with? Hang on. Bipolar. You're just experiencing everything within a day. Take the time to experience your experiences. Hang on.
What makes me feel your experiences? Like,
why am I feeling so overwhelmed right now? What's bringing me to this extreme at this moment? What's really and it does take a certain level of self-involvement, y'all. It does. Really understanding you're human. How you respond. You can connect to as many past lives as you want. If you are not in control of your avatar, you fuck crazy. Anyway.
All right, everybody. This is the class for everybody. Everybody that wants to become an initiate, which means learning, getting into the real alchemy of things, learning how to transmute, learning how to neutralize, learning how to integrate. If you want to step deeper, which is way deeper, I'm telling you, I'm warning you right now. Some people are scared of it. Go to my website. It's in the link tree that I have up on the screen. My website is www.psychicshaman333.com. Find the Metaphysical Mystics tab, and that is the masterclass. If you want to enroll in that, that's something like I said, it's much deeper than what we're talking about now.
Right.
And you really have to use your psychic skills there.
Well, it's about becoming in touch with them.
If something you want, that's where you should go.
Right.
Find the Metaphysical Mystics tab. After you type in your browser, www.psychicshaman333.com. Go in there, look around at different pages, but find the Metaphysical Mystics tab, and that's where the masterclass is.
That's right.
Those who want to become that strong and want to actually utilize that energy, you'll find it.
That's right. Those of you that are on a whim wanting to get married and looking for someone willing to work with you, I'm here for you.
Yep. She's a minister.
If it is working within your county, your restrictions, your rules, look, I'm here to make your day. If you want to unite today, I'll unite you, though we're already united. It's the second you make a commitment to your partner.
Partner?
Yeah, partner.
There you go.
You are committed. I am only here to bring about a blessing and a space to make it whatever, the way you see it.
Mandy says, I am awake already.
Right?
That's the red flag.
Well,
because none of us are awake completely.
Babe.
Honey.
You're right, I guess. Really.
So when you say that, you're damning yourself to deal with another part of hell.
No. Well,
yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay, you can put it that way, damning yourself to, but you're bringing
another
yourself to
part,
new
but you
levels
can get
of
out of that quickly.
You're bringing yourself to new levels of awareness.
Yes.
As soon as you think you've got it figured out,
that's when the universe shows you that you're not.
You've got something else you've got to go to now. Yep. And that's the cycles that we've been talking about, right?
Never state unequivocally
that you've got to figure it
out.
You've
got to figure it out, because that's when the universe says, "Oh, really? Well, let me throw this complicated shit at you."
Yeah.
Anyway, we love you all. Thank you. If you'd like to leave a monetary donation or contribution, go to linktr, linktr.ee/psychicshaman333. You can leave something there if you feel like this podcast has given value to you. Please help us out. We appreciate it.
That's right.
And let's keep this show going. But much love to all of you, and we will see you soon. We'll probably be back on tomorrow. Who knows?
I love you. But
we'll be on consistently a lot. We love you all. We'll talk to you soon.